This is my mobile home, 24-foot converted RV. So what makes this bus special is that it runs on waste vegetable oil, which means I don't really have to use diesel for the longevity of a journey. It's a 2-tank system, and that means you have to start it on diesel because no bus can just run on vegetable oil on its own. It needs the time to heat up to get to the same viscosity as diesel. I'd say this is my living room / bed area. So I've got these 2 benches here. One of them has got a treasure chest where I've got a portable toilet that, to be honest, I've never used before because I just go to gas stations or side of the road. That would be for really emergency situation. Then I've got some tools there. On this side, it pulls out so it can make a double mattress, a double bed. And if I had a second mattress, then theoretically this could become a whole queen size or king size bed. And now we've come to the kitchen area of my bus. This is a hand pump here, but if you open it up, you can see that it's got 2 water jugs, and one goes in, one goes out. And we've got some kitchen supplies here. Nothing fancy. I'm not really a fancy girl, so. Here is my prized possession. I scavenged this propane stove out of a trailer. It was kind of a barter. For some reason, I had to go and destroy a really old, disgusting trailer to get this off of somebody's farmland. It was an exhausting couple of days, but I ended up with this beautiful propane stove. It's hooked up to a propane tank that's underneath the bus, so you can have bacon and eggs. You can even make a pie in the oven. Got another cabinet over here where you can chop vegetables, and then underneath I've got some more storage space. Moving along, I've got an AC unit here that's connected to an inverter, which is connected to a house battery. And in the summer that's pretty nice, but mostly I just leave the windows open and there's a really good airflow. We've got a nice little emergency exit on the top that has good ventilation too. I just open it. It was born out of the idea of having a dream to tour with this bus with a group of people to make multidisciplinary theatrical fire shows. And we did that a little bit. We went on tour to fairs and festivals. And this is kind of one of those dreams that became a reality. So one of the philosophies of a vegetable oil system is very parallel to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And the #1 rule in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book is don't panic. And that's a really good rule because we should never panic when such things are upon us as vegetable oil school buses. And they are very safe to drive. You just have to be responsible and know what you're doing. So you turn on the bus and all of a sudden all these knobs are going to be moving around all over the place. And you got to keep an eye out on these. Like, this is more of a process than just turning on your car. You have to be more engaged with your vehicle. So this water dial is going to slowly go up the longer that you're driving. And once it actually does get to 150, then you know that your vegetable oil is warm enough and you can start using it. So you switch this on all the way, and then that opens up the check valve that's in the hood, and then now you're cruising on vegetable oil. You can't stop on vegetable oil. You've got to also drive for the last 5 minutes on diesel, just because you don't want to have any vegetable oil in the engine overnight or long enough for it to solidify. So the second rule in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is always know where your towel is. Because getting vegetable oil, it can often be a pretty dirty job. So that we don't make it difficult for the next person, next generation of vegetable oil users, we got to make sure that we get our oil responsibly and clean up wherever we go. So when I go to a restaurant, I explain that I've got a bus that runs on vegetable oil and that I would like to take their used oil out of their dumpster. And I've got this transfer pump I'm not gonna open this right now, but this just opens up and this goes into their dumpster, and this one goes into my spare tank that has dirty oil in it. I do a pre-filtration process with bags that I get off of Plant Drive from a BC company. So before going into here, I put my vegetable oil through this into a container like that. Then I pour it in. I've got a funnel. I pour it in. That's the first stage of cleaning the oil. I was able to install it with a diesel mechanic turned veggie who had installed a couple before me, and now he calls this the Cadillac of vegetable oil systems. I couldn't have done this without him, but for privacy purposes, I'm gonna keep him anonymous. But he'll watch this video, and just gotta say that I love him. Thank you so much for all your help. So this is a oil drum, 55 gallon. We have connected 2 coolant lines that wrap around the tank, and they go into the tank in a hot fox. So the hot fox is from Plant Drive as well. The one pipe that goes through with the coolant doesn't mix into the oil. It just goes in, out, and it circles back to the coolant tank. So it keeps doing that. And then there's a pipe that goes up, and then this is the gas line, and it goes through this water separator filter. This takes it down to 30 micron. It takes out any excess water because water is really bad for a diesel engine. And then it goes under here, and we've got a fuel pump. And then the coolant lines and the gas line go up to the hood of the bus, and it's connected to the engine. But before it gets to the engine, there's one other fuel filter that gets it down even to 10 microns. So by this point, the French fries are long gone, and there's no water, and it's clean oil. I can go 5 to 6 hours purely on wasted vegetable oil. One of my philosophies that I've really enjoyed living is like a freegan lifestyle, where I know that there is a lot of waste from our capitalist system. So we could easily, well, actually it's not easy, it takes a lot of work to live off of that waste, because a lot of things are being thrown out that could still be recycled and used in different ways. And vegetable oil is a really good example of that. One of the reasons why I'm selling the bus is because I don't really have that drive, that motivation to learn all the mechanical information, all the mechanical things that I need to know to keep going forward with the bus. So I've gotten it this far. When I got it, it was carpeted, and so I gutted it right down to the tin, scraped off the rust, and put down rust-proof paint, strapping, insulation, plywood, and then laminate floor, and then put in the cabinets and the beds and the vegetable system. And it could not have been done with lots of elbow grease, lots of bartering, lots of good friends, and so I'm thankful for that. But it's just kind of not my lifestyle anymore. You have to kind of really commit yourself to this type of lifestyle, and right now I'm focusing on my acting career and my performance career, and that's why I think that somebody else would benefit more from having this bus and get more use out of it. I'd really like to sell it to someone who wants to go all in and live in it full time. I mean, as long as they are socially responsible with the bus and take care of it and properly talk to the restaurants and properly filter the oil and don't panic and bring your towel, then they can do whatever they want, and maybe someday I'll end up on the road with my thumb out, and I would really love to see on the horizon this bus come pick me up.